Hi everyone, it's Tammy Mastroberte with Elevated Existence. I want to talk to you today about being consistent with our spiritual practices. So we read the books, we go to the workshops, we take the online classes, we learn all these things that we need to do to stay connected to spirit, to manifest, to heal, to do whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. And then we don't stay consistent with it, right? We mean to stay consistent. We start the new year off saying we're going to stay consistent, and then for some reason it kind of falls off. And then we find we're not meditating, we're not going to yoga, we're not visualizing, we're not saying our affirmations, we're not taking time to reconnect, we're not doing our gratitude journal. I can go on and on. Do you ever have this issue? And I don't mean that you've never been consistent, because sometimes we can be consistent and then we can fall off. Or sometimes we have trouble just starting off and being consistent with something new. Either way, I want to share with you a few steps to help you remain a little bit more consistent when it comes to sort of using a spiritual practice and building in other spiritual practices, and then being consistent. Because if we're not doing the work, right, if we're not using the tools, if we're not going to the classes, the yoga classes, if we're not doing the meditation, if we're not doing whatever it is, it can't help us, right? We're not going to see the changes in our life. We have to be consistent. The tools are out there, the advice is out there, but we have to utilize it, and we have to utilize it on a consistent basis. So this is going to be a quick video where I'm just going to share with you 6 things that I think, or 6 steps that I think can help you to try and remain more consistent. The first step is, it seems very easy and it seems logical, but stay with me. The first step is actually scheduling in the practice into your life. I don't mean saying I'm going to do this once a day. I mean actually, if you have a calendar, putting it on your calendar. If you don't have a calendar, actually setting beforehand a time. I'm going to do this every morning before I get out of bed. I'm going to do this every day after I brush my teeth. I'm going to do this as soon as I get home from work. Picking a time. Because when you say, I'm just going to do this once a day, and I'm going to, I don't know when, but I'm going to fit it in, you're going to put it off. You're going to get up in the morning, you're not going to have time, you're going to be rushing, it's not going to happen. You're going to come home from work, you're going to be hungry, you're going to want dinner, it's not going to happen. Then you're going to be tired, you're going to want to watch TV and veg out, it's not going to happen. But if you set an actual time of day and say, I'm going to do this at this time every day, you're less likely to skirt around it. You're less likely to say, I'll get to that later, and then wind up falling in bed at night and saying, oh, I never did this, I'll do it tomorrow, and then start the cycle all over again. So schedule a time to do the meditations, the yoga, the affirmations, the gratitude journal, etc. Whatever practice that you're using. That's number 1. Step number 2 is you want to try and make it a habit. And research shows that, and I learned this again from Jack Canfield, who I interviewed a while ago. Research shows that if you do something every day for 30 days in a row, without missing one day, you create new neural pathways in the brain that help you stick with that habit. I mean every day for 30 days. So if you do it for 20 days and then you miss a day, you got to start all over again for the 30-day process. But if you can do something every day for 30 days, you're more likely to continue doing that in the future. The third step, you're going to be like, because you're probably like, from that step, right? The third step is, I just want you to pick one thing. I just want you to start with one practice. Commit to, I'm going to go to yoga 3 times a week. Or I'm going, and schedule in those times that you're going. Pick those times ahead of the on a Sunday. Pick the times you're going that week. I'm going to meditate 3 times a day for 3 minutes, and pick the times that you're going to do it. Whatever it is, pick one practice, your affirmations, your, doing your gratitude every night before you go to bed in a journal. Whatever it is, just pick one thing, schedule it in, and commit to it for the next 30 days. That's it. Don't go crazy and try and create a whole schedule and you have 25 different things that you're going to now introduce into your life, and it's never going to happen. Just pick one thing to start with at a time. And then after you master that and you find that you're being consistent, then you can add something else in, okay? The fourth thing is remember why you're doing it. Remember why you even want to do this practice. What are you getting from this practice? And not only that, but what are you sacrificing if you don't do this practice? What are you sacrificing in terms of your spiritual connection, in terms of your health, in terms of your well-being? Look at your why and what is going to happen if you don't actually do it. What are you going to be missing in your life? Remember that and think about that, and that will help you a little bit to kind of get motivated more to introduce it. And then I have found when it comes, and this is another thing that has been proven, is the more that you do something and you get a payoff from it, the more likely you're going to be motivated to keep doing it. So it kind of goes in a circle as well. The fifth thing I find helpful is rewarding yourself. So if you get through 7 days of doing this spiritual practice and being consistent with it, do something to reward yourself. Take a bath, buy a new book, watch something, a documentary that you've been wanting to watch. I mean, whatever it is, go get your nails done. Whatever you do that makes you feel good, but find something that you can reward yourself with for being consistent with your practice. And especially when you make that 30-day point in a row, when you've made that 30-day point in a row, have something awesome planned for yourself so that will help motivate you as well to stay more consistent. And then the last thing really is find some support. Do you have a friend that can do this with you, that maybe wants to go to yoga with you or wants to incorporate a habit just the same way you do, and you both can check in with each other? Find some type of a support group. I created the Elevated Existence membership as part of helping people stay consistent. So we have the Facebook group, we check in, we have our monthly, we have several times where I'm on live, either on Facebook or on a class. And so get the support that you need and the tools that you might need as well. And make sure that you can remain consistent. And when we have support, it's so much easier. It's so much easier if you're doing it with a friend or more than one friend and you're involved in some type of a group. It makes it easier for you to keep going, and it holds you accountable. So easy, quick things that I want you to try. But pick one practice that you've been struggling to stay consistent with and just try implementing some of these things. And only take one at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Because if you can incorporate one thing into your life that's going to help you stay connected to spirit, that's going to help you feel better in your life, that's going to help you heal, whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you can find one thing that you can be consistent with, you will see a difference. And then you will be psyched up to want to add even more. So good luck. I wish you all a beautiful week, and I will see you next time.